Have you done anything in terms of a planning feasibility on the side plot and the development potential? So you've got a house on a large plot. One idea is to try to get another house on the same plot. Well, that's exactly what Aimee and Jordan have in mind on this property deal in High Wycomb. Now, they pitched this on the hit Sky TV show Property Elevator, which goes out on Sky Channel 186. Property Elevator is a Dragon's Den style pitch show where budding property entrepreneurs come to pitch their property projects for funding to us property angels. If you're new to this channel, don't go away without subscribing and hitting the bell icon. We put out new videos each and every week, and they are essential watch to keep you on top of your property investing game. Also watch the other videos in the Property Elevator playlist. You'll learn a lot about how to pitch your deals for funding and also how property angels analyze those deals. So let's hand over to Elizabeth Warburton, who meets up with Aimee and Jordan.
Aimee, Jordan, welcome to Property Elevator.
Thank you for having us.
It's really exciting to see you both here today. Tell me firstly, where have you come from?
So we've come from Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire.
And is that where the deal is located as well?
No, so the deal is located in High Wycomb in Buckinghamshire as well.
So tell me more about the deal then. What is it and what are you looking for today from one of our angels?
So the property we found is a currently large 4-bedroom detached property.
And the interesting thing about it is it's situated on a large plot. So on the corner of the property, you could actually build a new house next to it.
And how much potential profit then is there in this deal for one of the angels?
Maybe anywhere between sort of 46,000 and 100,000, and the other will be in excess of 200,000.
I'm going to send you in and I will have a little chat to you when you get out. My fingers are crossed for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, guys, this is what has to be one of the most meatiest pitch decks we have seen from Aimee and Jordan, who are up to see us now. Shall we see them?
Yep, let's bring them in.
Hi everyone, I'm Aimee. I'm a commercial finance broker.
And my name is Jordan and I'm a qualified carpenter.
And together, alongside our full-time jobs, we've also built up a property management company.
And prior to that, up to this point, we've also carried out a number of our own property refurbishment projects, which you'll see listed at the back of the pack that we've provided you with.
Now, the deal we bring to you today is currently a 4-bedroom detached property. It's situated in an affluent part of High Wycomb, just a stone's throw away from Bourne End and Marlow. The 4-bedroom detached property was originally built as a 3-bedroom, however, it's had a substantial 2-storey extension to the side.
Now, the interesting thing about this property is it's situated on a large corner plot, and from the research that we've done, we reckon you could fit an additional 5-bedroom detached house on that piece of land. And we've come up with 2 schemes for this development.
So the first scheme is to purchase the entire plot, to refurbish the existing property, bringing it up to a higher standard and increasing the value, and then to apply for the planning on the side plot for the 5-bedroom detached house and build it out.
Scheme 2, which is our preferred option and a more direct route, is to obtain the land via an option agreement, gain planning permission, and then carry out the development.
Now, due to the current economic climate, we have looked at ways that we could potentially de-risk this opportunity. The first one being is that across both schemes, we have looked at the potential of applying for the planning on the plot and then selling that on to a developer or builder. The other thing we can do is that on scheme 1, we can do a very light cosmetic refurbishment on the existing property to allow us to put it on the market straight away, do a bit of staging on it to sell it and pull in some capital quickly. So scheme 1, the £700,000 purchase price that we've listed is the asking price, and we do believe there may be some room for negotiation on that.
And similarly, the cost of the land has not been agreed yet, so it's just the number we've come to after reversing back from the GDV, and we'd hope to get the land for a bit less than that.
And then finally, the GDV figures that we've estimated are based on the comparables over the last 12 to 18 months, minus 5% to allow for any market corrections.
Thank you for listening, and we look forward to answering any of your questions.
Well, I think I'm going to dive in and ask a couple of questions. Great proposal, great pitch. Have you done anything in terms of a planning feasibility on the side plot and the development potential?
So no, we haven't, and that is part of the reason why we're here. We've never gone through a planning process before. We've only done sort of internal properties that are existing, so that's why we are here to ask for some to join up with someone who's got the expertise in doing that.
I mean, the reason I ask is because this building does look like a relatively recent building. It looks 1980s type of construction, and at that time there were usually reasons why corner plots were corner plots. It's to do with developing too close to the street and the corner and all these street elevations and stuff like that. So that's why a planning feasibility is quite essential. Have you given any thought to the existing building? If you just refurb and sell on, whoever buys that building is going to be next to an uncertain building site for God knows how long, and the marketability of that under those circumstances.
So on the scheme one, to do the light cosmetic refurbishment, that will be very much a quick turnaround just from our experience of doing refurbishments. So that we could potentially sell that quicker.
Before planning has actually been granted, and we're going through that process, so it could. Yeah.
But the first scheme, obviously, where we're uplifting the value, that's going to be, the planning application will be in at that stage. So you're right, there may be some challenge in selling that at maybe the price that we want to.
Are you struggling to find your next commercial to residential conversion project? Well, over the next 2 years, virtually every UK bank branch will close. Banks are fabulous buildings in prime locations, and thanks to permitted development rights, they're really easy to convert to alternative uses under a light touch planning regime. My team have put together a list of over 500 UK bank branches which are poised for imminent closure. And for a limited period only, you can download this list absolutely free. Your next commercial property project is on this list, so download it now and enjoy the rest of the video.
On your plan here, there's a plan view. Is that a garage at the back that's part of the plot, or will it have a big enough garden if you go and create this extra big family home next door to the existing one?
Yeah, so there is a garage at the back, which is part of the freehold. So you will have
great.
the garage, and along that strip, the gardens are all the same size as well.
Okay.
So
Would you be demolishing that garage then to make good garden space, or?
It's an option, definitely an option, yeah.
Okay.
So you mentioned that they've got it listed for sale for 700,000, but you think it's worth about 640. Do you think you'd be able to get it for 640?
So I don't think in the current, so speaking to the agent, I don't think in the current, the vendor's not in the currently position to accept a 640 figure, and that's why he's put it up and kept it up at 700. So this property has been on the market since August last year. Okay. It was then reduced to 700 in October, and it stayed like that thereon. However, with the option agreement, and why we thought that might be a good option for the vendor, is because it would allow him to get more money out of his total property by giving him a price for the land, and then he can sell his property on for the 640 figure.
When I look at the percentage profits, they look a bit not as attractive as I think they potentially could be. And the reason I say that is you're looking at a house that's probably worth about 650-ish, spending 125-ish on it, but then you've got the GDV at 750. I would have thought that this looks like a bit of a rundown house. If you're spending 130 grand on it, it should be worth more than 750 when it's done, right? No?
That's a lot to spend on it, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
isn't it?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
It is a lot to spend on it, yeah. I think we've over-egged some of the numbers purposely, but that's because we're not familiar with this type of project as a total, so we've sort of made it look as attractive as possible, but also understand we don't know everything.
How many square foot is the house?
1,657 square foot.
And you've got that at £75 a square foot, and I assume that's because you're a carpenter.
Yeah.
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 But then you've got the new build at £250 a square foot, which is very conservative. You should be able to do it for better than that, especially because you're a carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we've never done a new build before, we wanted to make sure that we had enough in it in terms of contingency and looking at the potential risks. So,
would you build this yourself, or would you need a main contractor to build it for you?
Once we're out of the ground with help from you guys and we're in the dry, I could carry out the project and you could sort of start to slowly step away from it if it was what you wanted to do. But yeah, I have all confidence in myself. Once we're through the first bit, we'll be all right.
So once you're watertight, basically,
Yeah.
you can do the fit out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the timescale on this project lead time?
So we've got for the 5-bedroom detached house, about 9 months build.
Have you actually looked at the other properties either end of the street, the corner plots? Have they built out, or is there any precedents already set in the streets? Or
So they're not quite as big a plots as these. There's a lot of houses that have extended sort of all the way out. The one that's on the next corner across the road just has an extension, but it doesn't have as big a side plot as this one. The other thing as well is down the side of the road, there's no drop curb, so there is parking all the way down the side. And the houses then go to the back, so there's houses at the back on another road and nothing at the side.
That it isn't normal that you walk into a property, go through the dining room to get to the kitchen breakfast area. I wonder whether there's an opportunity to drop the side extension, okay, that's there at the moment, and create either a pair of semis, okay, or a row of 3 townhouses, because you've got the space to be able to do that. And actually, by creating value in that way, you're not building a 5-bedroom house where the land is space conserved. I think there's potentially another angle for you to consider, which is actually not doing a huge amount of damage to the existing layout. Drop the extension and put either 1 or 2 houses adjacent to it.
Drop the extension, as in demolish it.
The extension, because
It's
actually
complete madness. It's like half the property, isn't it? You're going to have to rebuild that at some point.
Or maybe reconfigure it, because you've got the existing end wall of the current structure before the extension there.
Well,
So
I think the terrace
reconfigure
idea
it.
is a good idea.
Yeah.
Just to build off the wall, but
Yeah.
maybe do 2 smaller 2-bed terraces.
Two smaller
or something.
2-bed terraces
That's
adjacent. Yeah,
more
no, I
down
agree
the
with
line
you.
of, I think, where you should go with it. Yeah, I agree.
So admittedly, we actually
God, we're
did.
agreeing, Scott, for a change.
Admittedly, we did actually. The original scheme was to have 2 semi-detached 2-bedroom properties, but what we hadn't taken into account was the national space standards. Of I think it was 70 square meters.
70, yeah, 71, 72, something
So
like
we did sort of drop that scheme and focused on just building 1 property there. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on
Listen,
that.
I think we should be proceeding to doing some business now. We've done enough talk. Scott?
What concerns me with this, look, let me just take a step back. The 2 of you are very credible. The pack is one of the best packs I've seen. A carpenter is one of the few, is the only trade that sees a project all the way through from start to finish. And with your mortgage broking background, obviously you understand the finance world very well. I don't think that the current scheme, putting the 5-bedroom house in a side garden, is a doable option. But I would be interested to A, work with you on future projects, but B, if this could be reconfigured into either a row of 3 townhouses or a pair of decent-sized semis, I think there's a deal here to be done. But at this moment in time, with what's been proposed, this wouldn't be one that I could do. But please do come back to me if it's able to be reconfigured.
Brilliant, thank you.
that. Okay, thank you.
Paul, do you want to have a go next?
Yeah.
Oh, he's smiling. He's smiling. Might be your lucky day.
I was smiling, and I've been thinking about this. I think the difficulty with this one is the way it's been presented. If we do your options, it doesn't really work with an investor on the basis of, 15, 16% net profit and then splitting that in half. Yeah, that's it just waters it down a little bit too much. And the unknowns are, I don't really know this location, and therefore I don't know what we can make it to, if that makes sense. I think there probably is some costs you can squeeze out and maybe some GDV you can squeeze in, but I don't know the answers to that question, and therefore I don't have the ability to confidently offer on it. So on that basis, I'm out, but if no one else offers you, then I'd be willing to have more of a discussion around it.
So exactly the
Thank
same
you.
answer as mine.
Thank you very much.
Nicholas, do you have a less wishy-washy answer?
No. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because I don't know whether to make you an offer on this on the basis that we're going to go and do something else so I can cut the other angels out of the equation. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll offer you any top-up of money we need over and above your own funds and the senior debt, but I want to offer you a longer-term partnership as a joint venture for 40% of your business.
Okay.
not just this deal. So I want a better deal than this. So if this doesn't work out, we're going to go and do other deals.
Okay, thank you.
And hopefully that cuts them out.
No, I agree with everyone else. There's just not enough information to make a solid offer and be confident that you're making the right decision. But I really do think that there is a deal here to be done. I love you guys. I think it's great. I love working with husband and wife as well. I think it's a great combination. It always works really well. I've got to think about this now. Do I want
If she has to
make
think
an
about
offer?
it means she's not serious enough, guys.
No. Would you be happy to share it?
Yeah, why not?
I'd be happy
Be
to
fun.
go 50-50 with Nicholas
Cool.
and 50-50 with you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, there you go. So that's 40%.
But we would have to reconfigure it, I think. I think there's a better
It needs,
deal
it needs
here.
working for sure,
Yeah.
without a doubt. And we need to do the full planning appraisal. We're at that point where
Yeah.
our experience can help you is maximising this opportunity. And if it doesn't work, we're still going to talk to you about other stuff as well. So
Brilliant.
is that everyone?
Well, it's not me. I haven't pitched in yet. Listen, I love you guys. I wish you'd presented a deal that was a bit more up my street, really. I think you've had a great offer here from Nicholas and Hayley. A great combination to help you guys, and you should take the offer seriously, or the others on the table. Okay, so just to summarise, you got an offer from Nicholas, which is basically 40% for this deal and to invest in your business.
Yep.
And Hayley is also offering in partnership with Nicholas.
Yeah, so it'll be 20% each.
So 20%
And
each.
any top up of the equity they need.
So those are your two offers. What's your decision? Or none of the above?
We'd like to accept both your
Both of
offers
you.
together.
Really looking forward to working with you
you
both.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Well done. Thank you.
Well, I'm absolutely delighted for you both. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about being inside the room. Were you nervous?
Extremely.
Yeah.
But we did it, and we did it to the best we could, and it worked.
Paid off.
So it was, it's brilliant.
Amazing. And so how does it feel then to have the investment and the back-in from not one, but two of our angels?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just, means a lot. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So what's the next steps then now for you both?
So I think we're going to have a discussion about maybe reconfiguring the existing, what we've proposed. So we'll probably be working on that, hopefully with Hayley and Nicholas. So
Yeah, and then go back, negotiate the price, and hopefully start the project.
yeah, and find more.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, lots more.
Yeah.
Great. Well, congratulations again. Thank you very much for joining us on Property Elevator, and all the best on this deal and hopefully for the many more to come.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
I think that's a wrap, isn't it?
Business
You know what's
partner.
great
Let's
about
deal
those
together.
two? What's great about those two is that they put an offer in only a few days ago, and the quality of that pack and the quality of the submission, forget actually what they're looking to do, but actually the amount of work that they've done in a short space of time to prepare it in that way, I think says a lot about their professionalism and their ambitions to succeed.
I like them because they can drive the build cost down and he can get stuck into the refits. You know, at the moment we've got this hyperinflation and it's, you know, hard to make smaller deals work. With these guys on and their, you know, network of local tradesmen, I think they can actually deliver this cheaper than, you know, your average developer that's paying top
Listen,
whack.
I love their ambition, and you know, I'm a bit confused by what you guys have offered on, because they haven't seen the property yet. You know, this is a really fresh opportunity that they're evaluating, and there's no planning feasibility that's been done.
No.
We haven't got a Scooby-Doo, what you can, or if you can build anything on the side.
Why are you being so negative,
Ranjan?
Ranjan? You're just
Right.
jealous.
They've identified an issue. They've identified a problem. The vendor needs to sell at a certain price. There's definitely a win-win situation there. Just can't quite put my finger on it yet.
We'll figure it out
but we will figure
over
it
lunch.
out, especially together.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I prefer to put my finger on it before I get an offer on something. So let's see whether John would put his finger on this deal. Let's find out.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm a bit confused. I think Nicholas and Hayley are on the wrong show, aren't they? This is a property show, and they came in for a deal to get funding for this particular project, and they've got a lot more, to be fair to them. So well done, Hayley and Nicholas, for turning the whole thing round, and I'm sure they'll be successful with it.
The Baker Street Property Meet is the UK's largest and #1 property investors networking event. The property market is going through monumental change right now, and at Baker Street Property Meet we aim to keep you up to date with the latest tips and tricks and insider tactics to help you keep on top of your property investing game and succeed in these troubled economic times. The Baker Street Property Meet is fundamentally about networking, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And at Baker Street we aim to connect you with the people to make your property journey a monumental success. There's no better place to be to further your property investment journey than the Baker Street Property Meet. So make sure you're here, you're connecting with myself and Andrew Roberts, our expert guest speakers, and 300 passionate property people each and every month. See you at the next meet. Get your spot at bakerstreetpropertymeet.com.